What's going on, guys? So it's been a little bit since I put up a video, so I figured it was long overdue, and I'm getting tired of seeing this armature without blades now, so I figured I'd at least do a blade test. So what I've got going on here is some of Mark Petrie's do-it-yourself blades, and they are sitting on Brian Seal's armature, which is basically almost complete. Not completed yet, but very damn close to complete. And this little test I'm doing should help me determine a few things about it as to what else I'm going to need to do. So now, as far as the back plate goes, you know, it's pretty much done, and the stalls are pretty good. There's a few things on the fingertips that I've taken note of that I could probably use to work on, which figures, of course. You know, the fingertips are just a fucking bitch no matter what you do. But one of the things that I wanted to show here is the light beams and what happens when we shift from one area of the glove to another. And this is something that I've been paying a lot of attention to here lately. And so what we're looking at right now is the pinky and the ring finger. And you can see where the light beams are located and how they move across the piece. And what I want you to pay attention to here is what happens when we shift down some here and we get at a different angle. Okay, so we see the change and the shift of the light beams. So you see where they show up at now, and they're pretty pronounced. I'd actually think that they could use to be a little bit more pronounced, to be honest with you. But anyway, this is just basically to give you an idea of what happens when you change angles and where the light beams show up. And this is probably one of the most important parts for you guys to be paying attention to, because if you're listening and you're watching and you pay attention to this and you get these light beams to show up in the right places, you're going to have this thing pretty much shaped out real close to where it needs to be, because the light beams are where it's at, guys. And the more you pay attention to where the light is at certain angles, the closer you're going to be able to bend this thing out into the proper shapes. And I'm going to tell you, it's not easy, okay? There's a lot of fucking work that goes into it. And speaking of work, you know, that's something else I wanted to mention. You'll notice that the back plate here is kind of jacked up with the telephone. And, you know, any of you guys who've been watching my videos have probably been paying attention to the back plate. And this is what I'm going to tell you. The back plate is easily the hardest part of this glove. The way that I do it anyway is a real pain in the ass to get right. And it lays really funny. That's, as you can see, that's jacked up pretty high on this end. Sits down low on the other end. But the fingers are sitting pretty much perfectly straight. Okay, so that's all I'm going to tell you about my plate. You know, I'm not going to tell you anything else. It's a bitch to get this way, but, and you know, as far as I can tell, it's pretty damn close to the way that it should be. But we all know that we all now know that the plate was actually very thin, much thinner than we thought, and was flexible. So once again, you know, I bring this up, when you're working with metal that is not flexible, you have to just come up with the shape that you like, that's and is accurate, you know, at least as close to accurate as you can get if you're really trying to do some kind of replica here, which is obviously to the level that I'm trying to reach now. Okay, so essentially this is the way that I like the plate. It's a pain in the ass to do. I don't like building the plate. It's actually the part that I dread the most out of all the shaping. The middle finger is hard, you know, the middle finger in general, the tip and the stall. but I always dread the back plate the most. I actually enjoy shaping the fingers. They're a pain in the ass. There's a lot of shaping that I put into them, but I enjoy that part of the process. But the back plate is really unenjoyable for me. I really can't stand it. I hate it, and I'm always glad when I get it finished and it's done. Okay, so just thought I'd throw that note out there to you people who are watching, especially for any builders that might be looking at this stuff, just so you know what's going on, because it can look pretty weird, you know, depending on what angle you're looking at it on. The whole thing changes and looks really strange. So there's a lot going on. And another thing that you'll notice is you haven't seen a lot of the light beams on this index, and it's because for some reason they're just not showing up real well at some of the, I guess, the angle of the light that's hitting it. But give you an idea of what's going on. You can see, yeah, can't get that light beam on this side for some reason. I think it's just the way the light's hitting it. Can't get it, but it's there. And seems like the index might be a little bit more matte than the other pieces, but you know, it's sitting at a completely different angle too, so it's part of the reason why the beams show up here instead of here. So anyway, guys, I know I'm totally insane, but I want you guys to see approximately what we're looking at with blades. And I say approximately because essentially this is, you know, it still looks a little wonky right now. Final adjustments would be made once the rings are on. So, you know, just waiting on some blades to come in, some blades that I'm actually satisfied with anyway for this glove. And we will finally have a finished glove with blades, and damn, I'm looking forward to it. How about you guys? We've kept this thing going long enough, right? So that's that. Thought I'd go ahead and give you a chance to see me without grease in my hair or my hair pulled back, you know? It's about as non-greasy as my hair gets, so. And I'm actually sporting a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt, oddly enough. That's all thanks to my little baby doll, who hooked me up with this shirt because she is that cool. So, anyway guys, that's all I've got to say. That's my video update for now, waiting on some blades, and as soon as we get them, we're going to start soldering the glove together, ringlets and blades and all, burning it up nice and crispy and getting it out to brine. Long overdue, and I'll be glad to get it done. And I'm certainly looking forward to the final mobility test once everything is together. And I hope you guys are too. So, thanks for joining me as always, and I hope every single one of you have still been enjoying the videos, and I'll keep them coming until we get Brian's glove done, and then we'll move on to the next glove. And we'll finalize this thing once and for all, for me, myself. How long will it take? We don't know. Just keep on watching. Who knows? I might die before we get this glove finished. We'll just have to see. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.